Alright, here we are. We're going to deploy into Chapter 2. So this is Marnburg, and here's our friend Barnabas. And we'll get some backstory on Barnabas in a bit. So here we go. We're going to start the attack off with Jewels. Then I want to continue it up with Lindley.
For my homeland.
Okay, so option number one, of course, is let Lindley tank this guy.
For Viridia.
I think I'm going to, actually.
Direct my blade.
I'm just getting started. Here comes Sybil, ready or not.
Alright, so theoretically what happens here is this guy attacks into Lindley and dies, and then the next guy walks up and attacks into Lindley, and then Lindley lives, I think. Part of the big thing is we equip this with a Donari armor, which gives them all +4 armor and +15 HP. So it makes them a lot safer. Otherwise, I wouldn't feel as comfortable doing this. Alright, there's a leadership point. Are we at 55 now? Let me see.
I must stay strong.
Yep, we're at 55. The next breakpoint is 62. 62 is when you can field another unit. Now, in our case, it's actually 60 because we have Loyal, which reduces cost by 2. But, let's see. So, I want to go here with Lindley. Lindley is regular infantry, not light infantry. We'll just do this. Class Mastery Up tells us that they've accumulated enough class EXP to class change. So we'll be able to do that at the beginning of the next chapter.
How can I help?
I'm going to go ahead and go over here. Do this.
Here goes nothing.
We're going to go up here with you. Attack like so. And in this position, this unit will just attack Jewels because Jewels is lower threat. And we don't want that because Jewels, like the archers, get wrecked by melee units. So we take the kill with Sybil. And Barnabas is going to join us. He's our first cavalry unit. We can see by the fact that he's a horse. And the first thing Horseman is going to do is get ready to pump this guy. Alright, so the way attacks work. So these dagger classes have a class perk called Stealth Attack. So on their, like, when they initiate combat, on their first attack, they hit your backline. You know, so like for us, we've got very squishy healers in the backline. So one way to deal with it is to, for example, like Barnabas has a pretty beefy backline. So Barnabas can walk up and tank it with his backline. The other thing you can do is just outmaneuver them, because cavalry have bigger range, or like movement, right? So he's not going to move because he can't reach me this turn, but then I can reach him next turn. So I can completely nullify the fact that he has a like backline attack just by running up and slamming him. And then random, item drops are random in this game. So, well, I think they're random out of a pool. Like, I don't think you can get the rarest items off of these just regular mob drops. Okay, and the way I'm going to move here is I'm going to move to this tile. And the reasoning is light infantry troop types can do an attack type called ambush. So if they start on a rough terrain tile, and you can see it by like the different colors, like bluish, so woods, hills, towns, also swamp counts. If they start from a rough tile and they move to a rough tile and then attack you from a rough tile, an ambush occurs. So the way ambush works is they attack you twice before you can respond, and you only get one round of defensive attack against them. And they also, I think they gain, probably like damage and crit bonuses or something. So if I let Barnabas sit here, this fellow could walk up and ambush, and I would take a lot of damage. So by going here, the AI is preferentially going to move here or here, just because, like, as far as I can tell, they don't calculate that they could theoretically go here and ambush me. They just don't do that kind of movement.
Ready.
I'm gonna go here with Lindley, grab this, and then we're gonna move up and go fight this homie. So what we're seeing here is a heal action on the map. So if you have a healer in the squad, you can do this up to 3 times on a map, and
I'm just getting started.
apparently the healer actually gets EXP for that. I didn't know that. I want to make sure Jules doesn't get hit.
Find a
We're
way.
gonna go here. Joke's on you, I put the Cyanari Warpike on you, so you do additional damage to cavalry. Spears are already anti-cav. Sure. Barnabas is also a tier 3 unit. He's a knight, and he's a higher level to start with. So he's pretty tanky. Not as tanky as Zelos, but like he can handle this.
I ain't got all day.
46, okay.
For my people. For my homeland.
You got a plan? School is in session.
Not super feeling good about this, but I think it's fine. They don't have anything really strong. Yeah. Good, good. And I think I'm just going to back off. Yeah. I think what I'm thinking is Barnabas goes and grabs this next turn. Oh, he's actually lower threat than Lindley, so this goes and attacks him. Alright, that's fine. And Lindley probably grabs this, Barnabas runs around and attacks that. Okay, I think we're fine. We're gonna go ahead and attack with Jules. This might actually kill. Maybe not, because they're pretty heavily armored. It did not kill. That's fine.
For Viridia.
Here comes Sybil. Ready or not.
decide the value here because I want Lindley to grab this. I'm not sure if Lindley can grab it from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you take a movement malice through the woods. So I bet you if I go here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'll end up stopping here. That's my guess on what's going to happen. Let's do this. Seize.
Ready.
Direct my blade.
Time to end this.
So I can attack up onto the wall. They have a damage boost against me for being at high ground. They also have a defensive bonus against ranged attacks for being on the wall. But I just don't think we're going to die. Alright. And once I collect that EXP, I can go up and finish the kill with your squad. Alright, now it's time to count. So, the S rank condition is 11 turns, but you get a bonus for completing a chapter within 10 turns. So the way it's going to go is 6 Barnabas here, 7 Barnabas somewhere, 8, 9, 10. So, okay, so Barnabas can capture all of these, and then Lindley can capture this. I think that's the play. So Sybil is going to advance forward and then attack something.
I ain't got all day.
Alright, so I can't quite get there, right, naturally. But I can go here.
How
Okay.
can I help, my lord?
So I'm gonna go ahead and it's 2 crummy
We
arrows.
will always find a way.
You know what? I'm gonna play
I'm
it super
just
safe.
getting started.
Stay strong, everyone.
Alright. We were never under threat, but that's fine. We get class promotions. We want to slam this and open it up so Lindley and Barnabas can move through.
For my people.
Grab this.
For my homeland.
You got a plan?
Go here. Something we gotta be careful of is, let's see, Barnabas cannot get shuffled. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave Sybil back here just
goes nothing.
in case.
I must stay strong.
And I want the attack this turn. Yeah, okay. So what I'm gonna do then is I'm gonna shuffle Zelos like this. And the theory here is the Samurai is a tier 3 unit. They're super tanky, and they do a lot of damage. So basically, anyone other than Zelos just struggles to take them down. They just don't do damage. So, yeah. I mean, that's all you have to know.
Here comes Sybil, ready or not.
Very good. The apprentice unit doing quite well against the heavily armored fella. Okay. So Barnabas can grab this turn. I believe, like I vaguely recall that Barnabas can also grab this next turn directly. He's got 7, but you get a mobility boast for being on the road. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm not sure if you can get there because the mountain is a
They'll
penalty.
notice this one for sure.
So I'm gonna go here. Wait, just I guess Lindley can go over here. No, Lindley needs to capture this. What am I doing?
He will always find a way.
Sure. Actually, you know what?
For Viridia,
Now that I learned, hold on.
direct my blade.
Oh, she's already ready to class change.
Ready.
Oh, you're already ready to class change too. Okay. I was trying to think, like, what if I did a map heal just to give my healers EXP?
I ain't got all day.
Alright, we got it. So moving through the mountain was fine. Maybe it's... Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If I had to guess, each tile of road only costs half a movement, and then each tile of mountain or forest costs like 1.5 or 2 or something. Maybe like 2. So you gain an extra 1.5, you lose a 1, and then you get here just in time or something like that. I don't know.
School is in session.
For my people. For my homeland.
We got it in 10 turns. We get the full bonuses. Let's take a look. So we get plus 20 faction EXP for doing that. And then we get the 75 from rank S. Cool beans. So we get the backstory. This is 20 years ago, so Lindley is a 5-year-old child. This was after the War of Viridian Succession or whatever. Barnabas is a young captain at this stage. Maybe he's a sergeant. A sergeant, I think. And he's being commanded, basically, to take his army and attack the Donari temples. And I think this is... I think it was simpler at that time. Basically, the Donari temple is like a different faction from the, like, emperor. And the faction that raised Florina, the child, to the emperor, or to the throne, basically wanted to suppress the Donari temple. And so he was being commanded to go around and destroy their temples. Now, awkwardly, remember, Lindley was an orphan who was being cared for by the temple. It's not mentioned directly here, but it's sort of like implied that perhaps Barnabas just destroyed the temple where Lindley was being kept. And so, like, they have this little conversation where, you know, she shows up and she's like, you know, can I work? And he's like, no, we got nothing for you. Like, go home, little kid. And then she doesn't say anything. He's like, oh, shit, you don't have a home to go to, huh? So he's like, all right, fine. You know, I'll take care of you. And so she sort of grows up in the barracks under his care, is my understanding. They don't like, really specify the details, I don't think. But she has some dialogue lines where she talks about how, like, she owes Barnabas her life. And Barnabas has some dialogue lines where he's, like, super proud of, you know, how she's grown up. Anyway, it's a nice, heartwarming story. All right. The rebellion now makes its final stand at Centurion's Rest. Though Antares has lost most of his forces, his compound is heavily fortified and will not easily fall. Prime Minister Casimir, who had been a contender for the imperial throne, seeks the prestige of a victory over the rebels. He has arrived outside Centurion's Rest with the imperial army as Lindley's force prepares for the final battle with Antares. Peace may soon return to the land. Sorry, when it scrolls, it, like, starts the text, like, right after the last period, so it's, like, sometimes hard to keep track of where the text is. Anyway, so we get some more conversations. Barnabas and Jules are friends. Barnabas and Lindley have a nice talk about the past. Barnabas and Zelos are friends. And Barnabas and Sybil become friends. Alright, so we see these green arrows. This is class promotions all around. Feeling great about it. Let's see. Let's take a look at Tech Tree first. So, one thing that I want to do is basically grab this so that the, I guess, the underling units in the squads start gaining EXP. Not EXP, leadership stats. The next thing I want to do is I want to grab this. So supports have 20 extra HP. They sort of get bonked really easily just by arrows and stuff. So having that plus 20 is a really big help. We'll grab this so cavalry can charge a little bit easier. The charge attack basically is if you move 7 or more tiles into an attack, it acts almost like an ambush does, where like you attack twice and they only get to respond once. Alright, cool. So that was the tech. Let's look at the marketplace. Let's look at the trader. Gorilla Bow is okay. Gems we're buying for sure. Affinity Lightning we're buying for sure. Unscathed we're buying for sure. I don't think I really care about all this. I mean, it's just 42. I'll buy it. You know what? I'm going to grab this just because I want it on Chapter 11. And then we're recruiting... not really in... Ooh. Yeah. Alright. Now the question on why I was so excited to there is I'm looking at the affinity when I'm hiring units. And this unit has light affinity. There we go. Mouse over, go over here. Light affinity. So what the heck does affinity do? Well, it's in the tutorials and info. Affinity. So the different elemental affinities give you stat modifiers. And it's important to distinguish in this game modifiers on stats and stat growth rates. So the affinity doesn't directly affect your stat growth rate. Your character class does. And so you have like your stats that grow, and what the affinity does is it takes all the stats in your character sheet and does a final multiplier and displays those stats, and like that's what you use. And so the way to understand this is if you change your affinity, because there's scrolls that can change your affinity, then it doesn't matter what level you are when you change your affinity, it'll just retroactively modify your stats by those percentages, because the affinity isn't affecting your growth rates. So it doesn't matter if you like level up 20 times as light and then switch to fire, versus like, you know, leveling up 20 times as lightning and switch to fire, you'll have the same final result. It has also been specified in the Discord that the stat growth rates are determined by your class archetype, not exactly the class. So for example, this is a fighter, which is a tier 1 heavy infantry. If I were to change class on you up to a soldier, this is a tier 2 heavy infantry. These classes have the same stat growth rate because they're both heavy infantry. And so like you don't have to worry about, you know, oh no, I have to promote my units ASAP because I need them to have better growth rates. No. It's just like, what? I'm at a loss of words. You just keep them in the archetype that you want them as. All right, anyway, so you're turning into Skirmisher. Lightning increases skill, so I want them into the light infantry line. So Skirmisher is actually a light infantry unit, so they will have a different growth rate than the fighter. All right. Change class. You are also lightning. We are also going Skirmisher. And you are Earth. So our Earth homie, our choices are Spearman or Cavalier. I think I'm going Cavalier, actually. I'll think about that in a sec. Change class on you, Vera. Alright, I have to decide how to use my horses. You're going Archer. Going Archer. Richard. Pretty sure Richard is going either soldier or spearman. Probably soldier. Feeling soldier. And then with lightning affinity plus skill, we're going sword fighter. Alright, now Amelia's probably just going to chill in the barracks. We're going to Chapter 3, and Chapter 3 is sort of a turning point. Barnabas. Barnabas, you're going to get her. So Barnabas has several interesting things going on with him. Let me quick check if I don't. So he's got number 1 Knight Captain, so melee cav units cost less capacity. It's kind of like Jules with archers. And he's got Mentor. So any unit who's in his squad has significantly improved leadership growth. So this unit right here, who has light affinity, so they have additional leadership growth. They have a leadership modifier. They also have high leadership stat to start. I'm going to stick them in Barnabas' squad and raise them. And eventually they will branch off and become a leader of their own squad. So the way I'm going to try to use Barnabas is to, like, raise up future leaders. Now, I would like to put a healer in Barnabas' squad, so we're not just gonna get completely dumpstered. 6. We got 9 capacity, 11 capacity. Whatever. You become a priestess. And go hang out with Barnabas. He's cool. What do I do in here? I'm not sure. I guess I can put a healer in. Not really interested in putting a healer in. I have to watch with threat. 3597. Earth. Can't become a soldier because not enough strength. So I might as well just become a spearman or a cav. I've got extra horses. So I could do something silly with Lindley. I could do something like this. Cav. Nah. So I'm like waffling around, but spearmen are tankier than calves, are they? They are because they don't have guardian. You have full armor. Now I'm just gonna turn you into a cav. We'll decide what to do with you later. Lindley's gonna have a bit of a comical squad. And then here, what, priestess? Here. Actually, you know what? No. I need to keep you out of Sybil's squad. Let's recruit a new healer. Okay. Should I recruit you? Probably, actually. Let's do that. Oh my god. Right. Put 250. Yeah, let's put you in here. Sybil can take... Nope. Second thought. Put the 451 class experience one there. Sybil, you take the 250 class experience one. Zelos' squad... I mean, we don't really need a healer. Yeah, let's do this. So we've got a very interesting hodgepodge of stuff. The other thing we can do is we can form a new squad with you as the lead. And then just add you and you. Yes. We did the tech tree, we looked at the marketplace, decided I didn't want to recruit any of these people. So Dark is an interesting affinity. It makes you have a lot of magic and a lot of strength at the cost of, like, loyalty and leadership. I could turn this medic into a caster DPS. And I'm not a huge fan of caster DPS, but sometimes you do it for the memes. And I'm sure I don't want a healer in Zealous' squad. Of course I want a healer in Zealous' squad. What am I talking about? Get out of there. And this is fine. Everything is fine here. Alright. Chapter 3 largely is going to be a raising units kind of chapter. So go to the next recording segment, and we'll end it here. So, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see some of you next time. Peace.